By God. By God. By God, the Phillies suck. Oh, they suck. They suck. Even when they have all the chances in the fucking world, they suck. They suck. They stink. They stink. Their bullpen stinks. Their lineup stinks. They can't hit with runners on. They stink. They stink. They stink. They stink. They stink. They stink. And I'm actually kind of happy I waited a little bit prior to the game ending to do this recap. Granted, schedule-wise, I couldn't do it directly after the game ended. I couldn't. I had a gym session at 5. Got a little workout in. Got a nice little pump in with the arms. A lot of good stuff there. Phillies, though, not so much good stuff. And I waited. Just got back home, basically. Fed the cats. And then I go on Twitter just to see if there's anything from post-game that might stick out from this game. Oh, yeah, Bryce Harper's comment post-game. We'll definitely get into that shit. But, yeah, your Philadelphia Phillies get swept by the New York Mets by a score of 4-3 in the bottom of the 10th inning. Phillies had bases loaded how many fucking times in this series? And they don't know how to hit with bases loaded? It's actually amazing. I keep saying that it's impressive that they suck so much. When they get all these opportunities, it is so amazing. It is so amazing how much they suck when they get all these opportunities. You can't script it any worse than what this team provides you on a daily basis. Your starting pitching can only do so much. Zach Wheeler gives up a 2-run shot. The very next inning, the Phillies fail to score with bases loaded. Go figure. Zach Wheeler was fine. 6 innings. He did what he had to do. Then you had to use Matt Strahm in this game. You had to use fucking Jose Alvarado for 2 innings. Those guys do their jobs. Matt Strahm, 2 strikeouts. Alvarado, 2 innings, 2 strikeouts. Those guys are the only reliable guys they got in the bullpen. Oh, look, you fucking scored with runners in scoring position in the top of the 10th inning. Oh, yeah, but because it was a ghost runner. You still got bases loaded. You still had more chances to put runs up on the board. And you didn't. And you didn't. Then you have to trust Jordan Romano to close the game out. Oh, yeah, that was going to go swell. 0-2 count to Pete Alonso, hangs a pitch, and Alonso just pokes it into the gap, ties the ball game up, and then eventually the Mets win. Get a couple of more base runners in there. Marte walks it off. Couldn't have scripted any worse for this Phillies team. Couldn't have. Couldn't have. They just stink. They just stink. They really do. They do. They just stink. My God. Thank God they have a fucking off day tomorrow. I can't stand watching this team on a daily basis. Thank God they have an off day tomorrow. Thank God they do. Thank God they do. So, before we get into the rest of this, I do want to try to keep this stream compact and more, I would say, on the normal side of short than general, maybe a little bit on around 25 minutes, just because I gotta do other stuff. Broach just uploaded his pod before all this stuff. Before I went to the gym, I was doing Russ's pod and all that. So, it's been a very hectic day. And I just scheduled my food delivery for later on in the night when I'm not working, so I can just relax, eat dinner, and watch Stanley Cup playoffs. That's basically all my rest of my night is scheduled for, hopefully. Oh, my God, hopefully. Thank God I don't have to watch the Phillies tomorrow. Jesus fucking Christ. So, before we get into the rest of this, everybody, if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. It does me such a great deal of service. You can also drop a like and leave a comment in the comment section down below. You can also use the code TTPSPORTS, $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. It is a great deal. Do not pass it up. And you can also leave a follow at TTP Sports on TikTok and Instagram for real shorts and all the good stuff there. So, Phillies lose 4-3 in extra innings to the New York Mets, and they get swept by the New York Mets. They're now 13-12 on the year. Mets, 5-game lead on you in the division. Braves, they keep winning. That division lead getting further and further and further away, even though I shouldn't be worried about that in the slightest, because this team is not division champ worthy. They're just not. Honest to God, they're probably not even playoff worthy with the way they're playing. They're not. Let's just go through the course of this game and see how everything transpired. Bryce Harper with a single in the first inning. Nothing happens there. Top second, this is when you get bases loaded. Alec Bohm with a single. He has, I believe, a 9-game, 10-game hitting streak, so good for him. Edmundo Sosa with a single. Weston Wilson got into the lineup today. He reached in on a fielding error. Rojas flies out on the first pitch with bases loaded, and Trey Turner grounds into a fielder's choice. Lovely. Bottom second inning, after a Vientos leadoff single, Zach Wheeler strikes out the next 2 batters, but leaves a pitch right over the middle of the plate and Brett Beatty crushes it, just to say the least, for a 2-run shot, puts the Mets up 2-0. Phillies go down 1-2-3 in the third. Top 4, Phillies actually find a way to tie it. Alec Bohm with a single, Edmundo Sosa with a fielder's choice, Weston Wilson with a 2-out single, so you got a runner on first and second. Johan Rojas, RBI single up the middle, gives the Mets a 2-1 lead, and then Trey Turner ties the game with a single of his own and ties the ball game up. So hey, okay, there's offense there. Those two kind of redeemed themselves for the time being. Top 5, Schwarber with a leadoff walk. Nothing happens there as JT Realmuto grounds into a double play. Top 6 for the Phillies, Edmundo Sosa had a single. Nothing really happened there. Top 7 for the Phillies, they go down 1-2-3. Top 8 for the Phillies, Castellanos with a leadoff walk. Stott with a 2-out walk. Kepler with a single. Nick Castellanos decides to run around third base to try to score. You're desperate at this point. It was a very hard hit by Kepler. It was a very shallow hit by Kepler. Castellanos still decided to give it a go, and he got gunned out at home plate. Phillies tried the challenge, but they took too long to make a decision, so they got timed out, basically. So no run for your Phillies. It's still tied after the top of the 8th. Top 9, Phillies go down 1-2-3. Top 10, Schwarber strikes out. Harper steals third base. The Mets just gave him third base. Castellanos with a single to give the Phillies a 3-2 lead. JT Realmuto walks. Alec Bohm then singles to load the bases. Castellanos doesn't try to go home this time. Stott flies out, shallow, can't score the run, and then Kepler flies out to end the inning. So you only score 1 run because of the ghost runner. Lovely. Bottom 10, Soto, force out, moves the runner over to third base. Pete Alonso in an 0-2 count, just poke the ball into the gap, ties the game up at 3. You intentionally walk Brandon Nimmo. You strike out Vientos, and then Marte, just with a slider hanging, hits it up the middle. Mets win the ball game. They walk it off 4-3. Yeah, this team is not fun to watch. Lineup, Trey Turner goes 1 for 5 with an RBI. Bryce Harper goes 1 for 5. Kyle Schwarber 0 for 4 with a walk and 3 strikeouts. Nick Castellanos 1 for 4 with an RBI. JT Realmuto 0 for 4. Alec Bohm, good day for him, 3 for 5 in today's game. Edmundo Sosa 2 for 3. Bryson Stott came into the game. He went 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Weston Wilson, he went 1 for 2 in his return to the lineup. Max Kepler came in to pinch hit, played the rest of the game. He went 1 for 3. Rojas, he went 1 for 3 with an RBI, and Stevenson came to pinch in the late stages of the game. He went 0 for 1. Phillies, they go 5 for 12 with runners in scoring position. Left 12 runners on base. Jesus, my God. Zach Wheeler in this game, he was fine. He wasn't the issue. 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts on 107 pitches. Not the issue in today's game. Matt Strahm was good. 1 inning, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts on 14 pitches. He was dominant. Alvarado, 2 innings, 2 hits, 2 strikeouts, 28 pitches. These two guys are going to be gassed by the time the All-Star break even comes around. And then Jordan Romano blows the save and gets the loss. Only records 2 outs in the 10th. 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 1 walk, 1 strikeout on 11 pitches. Good stuff, yeah. Good stuff, yeah. And I do want to go over to post-game basically stuff here because Bryce Harper, this is a report on MLB.com from Todd Zalecki, basically just a post-game report. Basically just summarizing, the whole thing right here. And it's a big interview right here with Bryce Harper. And Bryce Harper sharing some of his thoughts a lot. And basically it's the team just reflecting what they want you to hear, not what they want you to hear, what they're just going to keep telling you, that it's early in the season. We shouldn't be concerned. It's early in the season. You're going through your ups and downs, blah, 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 blah. That's what they're going to keep talking about. So let's go to this article here by Todd Zalecki. It's not time to panic, but it is time to play better. Much better, and soon. This is a quote right here. I'd rather you guys say it's a little early. That's a little bit pathetic by Bryce Harper saying that. Bryce Harper said following Wednesday's 4-3 loss to the Mets in 10 innings at Citi Field. I don't like that. Just because we should be winning. We should be wanting to play good baseball all year long. From April all the way to November, obviously that's not going to happen. You're going to go through your ups and downs, and you try to stay even keel as you can. But we're a good team in here, and we expect to win. Winning takes care of it all. Winning takes care of mindset and everything else. We just got to be better. Honest to God, when Bryce Harper says, I'd rather you guys say it's a little early, it's kind of pathetic. Just being honest. Just being very honest. The Phillies weren't good this week in New York. The Mets swept the 3-game series. Aaron Nola fell to 0-5. Christopher Sanchez left Tuesday's game after the second inning because of soreness in his left forearm. The offense had just 3 extra base hits in the entire series. The team has lost 10 of its past 16 since starting 7-2. Not playing good baseball, obviously, Harper said. We got to figure it out sooner rather than later, right? We got to flush this series as quickly as possible. We're obviously not doing our job through 9 in the lineup, or 1 through 9 in the lineup. Timely hitting, we got to be better in those situations. Obviously, we're just not getting it done, and we need to. Going back to last season, including the NLDS, it might look like the Mets have widened the gap between themselves and the Phillies, who won the NL East. Is there a gap between these two teams? No, Phillies manager Rob Thompson says. Why not? Because we're a good team, he says. Phillies ace Zach Wheeler allowed 2 runs in 6 innings, striking out 9 and walking 2. He allowed a 2-run homer to Brett Beatty in the second inning to give the Mets a 2-0 lead. Phillies tied the game, blah, 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 blah. Last week, Harper talked about younger players on this team playing more relaxed and having more fun. It does not look like that, honest to God. It seems like nobody's having fun these days. We just got to win. Harper said it takes care of everything, right? It takes care of mindset. It takes care of what you're feeling. It doesn't matter if one guy is struggling or not. You come to win. Winning takes care of it all. As a team, we just got to be better. It's a really good Mets team over there. They played good baseball this series, obviously, but it doesn't matter. As a team, we have to really understand what we want to do and how we want to do it, where we want to go as a team. We just got to play better baseball. My God. Phillies right-hander Jordan Romano allowed 2 runs in the bottom of the 10th to lose the game. He has a 13.5 ERA this season. A lot of season left, Romano said. We expect to win, just a little rough patch. That's the hope now, just 25 games into the season. We know what type of team we are. We know how good we are, Wheeler said. We just got to play better, play more consistently all around. Everybody, including us starters, it's just a matter of doing it. And what gives him the belief they will do it? Because we're a good team, he said. Everybody's just saying the same fucking thing. Now, I don't blame Zach Wheeler. I don't blame the starters. I know people want to bash Aaron Nola. Yes, Aaron Nola has not been pretty to start the year, but he still hasn't got any run support either. It's not the starting pitching fault. It's your bullpen that has no depth in it at all. No depth at all. And your lineup that is going through the same issues that we have seen the past 3-4 seasons. It's the same shit. That goes to your coaching staff. That goes to the players in the field. That goes to your front office. That goes to ownership for not seeing urgency. Not having a sense of urgency to make changes and running this shit back for the 3rd straight season and expecting different results. There's no point of screaming into the mic every single game when they look ugly because there's no purpose to it. Because this is the product they're giving us. I'm not going to scream every single time repeating the same issues that I have with this team. It's going to be the same repeated nonsense every single goddamn recap at this point, unless they somehow miraculously figure it the fuck out. Which I don't expect them to, because this is not similar to the Eagles situation. I've stated this many times. There's no way in Major League Baseball that has the similarity of a bye week in the NFL season to where you could just miraculously just come together, figure your shit out, and fix it like the Eagles did in the Week 5 bye week. There's nothing like that in Major League Baseball. Oh, there's the All-Star break. Yeah, that's halfway towards the season, and your season could be probably fucked by then. There's nothing early in the season that amounts to an early bye week in the NFL. There just isn't. And I don't see this team figuring it out because they're not good enough. They're not good enough. It's just what it is. And the Mets proved it again. You've basically been the Mets bitch for the past, 2 seasons at this rate? It's just obvious. It's just facts. I'm just stating facts. No point of screaming. I'm just going to state facts. And that's, this Phillies team. They're not good. They're not good enough. And if you look at the next series, they play against the Chicago Cubs. Not sure what we're going to get from them, that series. The Cubs, they're a pretty solid team. They're 15-10. Obviously, they're better than the Phillies. So I'm not expecting much once again. A lot of those games are on national television. Walker against Colin Ray on Friday afternoon. Luzardo against Ben Brown, and Aaron Nola against Jameson Taillon on Sunday Night Baseball. Joy. Team's not good, man. They're just not good. They're just not good. Just not good. Not going to constantly just go back and say the same shit, You know what I mean? Just not gonna constantly repeat all the same stuff. Thank God the Stanley Cup playoffs are on, and I guess thank God the NFL draft is this weekend for Philadelphia fans to be distracted by. Sad, right? It's sad. It's really sad. So we got a couple of voicemails here. We have 3 of them exactly. So we're going to get to those. Some of you guys are here in the chat. And we'll end it off as soon as possible because I got other work to do. So let's get to the first call. First call's from Zach. It's very short and simple from looking at the translation. So let's look.
The Phillies suck. Bye.
That might be the shortest call yet by Zach. But it's true. It's true. Let's get to our next caller. It's sad that we're getting to this point right already. It's really sad. But it's warranted. It is so warranted. Let's get to our next caller.
Hey, Amadeo. For now on, when the FBI needs to get any important information out of a Philadelphia criminal, just tie them down to a chair and make them watch Jordan Romano highlights. Holy shit, that dude is absolutely terrible, and it's just another bargain signing by Dombrowski that's absolutely failed. And you're right. The past few days you've been talking about how Middleton has been a part of this too, and he is. Listen, I think he's a really good owner, but he has been a little bit cheap the past few years. They're not going to go anywhere with this bullpen, and they're not going to go anywhere with this horrible offense. So, don't know what to say. He was really good today. Strom and Alvarado were really good today, but that was about it, man. Now just move on to the Cubs series, and we'll have to just see what happens, man. I'm not feeling that good.
Yeah, no one should feel good. No one should feel good about this Phillies team. And if you're still in the mindset that it's still early, that it's April, it's only April 23rd, they've only played 25 games of the season, I'm not saying you're not allowed to have that mindset. I would love to have that optimism that you have. I just don't. I just don't. There's too many flaws on this team. It's too many similarities for the 3rd goddamn year in a row, and they haven't changed anything. It's the definition of insanity. That's basically is. You're expecting one thing. You just keep repeating the same process and expecting results. You're literally driving yourself insane by doing that. I'm not going to let that happen to myself. I'd be dishonest to you guys. I'd be doing a disservice to you guys if I just kept gaslighting you, saying, oh, this team will be fine, oh, this team will be fine, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I spread that message 23, 22. I spread the message they'll be fine because the team didn't have any expectations in 22. So I expressed they'll probably be fine. 23 expectations rose. They were mostly a good team. 24, you saw the cracks breaking. You saw it slip a little bit when they got off to that very hot start, and then once they came back from London, something just cracked in that team, and they were never the same. It's the same thing here. They're just not good enough. It's too many flaws. It's too many flaws. And they keep running it back year after year, expecting different results. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen, so. I really hope the Christopher Sanchez situation isn't serious. He hasn't gotten an MRI yet, but he said he felt fine, so we'll see. We'll see. Let's get to Sean's call, and then we'll wrap it up quickly.
Thank God the NFL draft starts tomorrow. Thank God we'll be talking NHL draft lottery and NHL draft in June. I mean, I can sit here and beat a dead horse with the Phillies. The picture speaks for itself. Nothing more needs to be said. We are the Mets, bitch. Our lineup is absolute dog water. And the pitching, there's ominous signs on the horizon. I mean, Christopher Sanchez hurt. Suarez coming off of injury. Painter coming off of injury. Luzardo has been injured. Nola, the jury is still out on whether his arm is right. If the starting pitching goes, this team is going to go in the tank. And for all intents and purposes, and I hate to say that, it might be the best thing for this team. You talk about a franchise that needs a reboot, in my opinion, it's the Philadelphia Phillies. They're stuck in quicksand. You have all these older players not putting up numbers, getting a boatload of money to go out there and be non-productive. The guys you have in the minor leagues, I guess, aren't good enough yet to come up here, but they better be. In the meantime, I mean, I don't know what you do. I mean, I've advocated 2 years ago, trying to part ways with the JT Real Mutos and the Nick Castellanoses of the world. Unfortunately, I guess their salaries prevent that from happening. But again, this is a club in turmoil. This is the club in the worst case to be as a franchise. Not bad enough to really improve, but not good enough to get to the next level. You're stagnant, you're treading water, and, you know, it's not going to get any better anytime soon.
Well, I don't know what they're going to do. I personally don't. I really don't see them blowing this entire thing up. I just don't think that's what John Middleton wants to do. Maybe they just hit a reset button and try to refresh shit in the offseason. I don't know. I don't see them selling at the deadline. I just don't see that possible. Maybe they do. Maybe John Middleton sees something. Maybe Dave Dombrowski finally grows a pair and finally sees something that's wrong with this team, and he does the right thing. Maybe you don't extend Schwarber. Maybe you trade him when his value is very high with the way that he's been producing. Maybe you do try to trade JT's contract since he's on the final year of it. Maybe a team will take that. They'll just take a veteran presence. Ranger, if he can prove that he can stay healthy, he'll be a valuable piece at the trade deadline. There's definitely some good pieces here that you can trade off. Yeah, Castellanos' contract next year will be his final year. Same thing with Walker's contract. You're not getting out of Trey Turner's contract. You're stuck with that. Bryce, you're stuck with him for the long term, even though I don't advocate for trading Bryce Harper. He's in for the long run with everything. That's what I just think John Middleton wants to do. When a lot of the money comes off of the books, he wants to infuse some youth into the roster and then go spending again. I think that's just what John Middleton wants to do. So after this season, you'll see the David Millers, you'll see the Justin Crawfords, you'll see the Andrew Painters, you'll see some other prospects maybe get their names up here with the big league roster. Then you'll have some money off the books, infusing with those rookie contracts, and then you go out and spend again. That's just what I see them doing. That's what I do. That's what I do. I don't think he's going to full on hit the fucking reset button where you're bad for so long. I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. He wants to try to maximize Bryce Harper's contract as long as possible, and maybe that's his plan. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. They're not going to go heavy reset rebuild with Bryce Harper on the team. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So, I don't know. But we'll see. We'll kind of see. And Zach made another call in here last minute, so we might as well get to Zach's call before we end it off.
All right, I kind of half-assed it, or I really did half-ass it with that short little call. But I do need to take a deeper dive into this because it's just pissing me off. At this point, I think we've said all we can about the players. I mean, we know the lineup just isn't good enough, and guys are definitely underperforming, but, you know, a lot of that Kevin Long criticism is looking fair. And the bullpen, man, I mean, what are you even going to do? Letting Jeff Hoffman go is that's disgusting. That's an awful mistake. Really sickening. But you got to look at the front office. You got to look at John Middleton, Dave Dombrowski, and wonder, you know, looks like John Middleton didn't want to spend. And Dave Dombrowski, while his hands might have been tied a bit, still failed, in my opinion. So, swept by the damn Mets. That makes me sick. And at this point, what are you even going to do? I mean, the Mets, they're the best team in the division.
Yeah.
I don't see that changing. Hell, the Braves are starting to pick it up now, so you could be looking at being a third-place team pretty soon.
Maybe fourth.
I'm not saying that's how it'll end. I mean, it certainly doesn't look good for this team in the long run, but as of now, it's trending in the extreme wrong direction. I don't know, man. Very disgusting. Very disappointing. Depressing. And I'm sick and tired of Phillies baseball. But hey, the NFL draft's tomorrow, so let Howie cook. Go Phil. Peace.
I sense the pain in trying to say that. I sense the pain. Yeah. It stinks. It really does. Really does. What was I going to say? I feel like I was going to say something. I had something in my thought, in my brain. Oh yeah, Sean, if you are watching this live or you're watching like a post reaction of this, you'll you might be happy for the Flyers' perspective that they fired Rocky Thompson. They fired 3 assistant coaches, actually. They fired Rocky Thompson. They fired Angelo Ritchie, who was their skills coach of a very long time, so that was long overdue. And they fired Daryl Williams, another assistant coach. So Danny Briere is making some moves. He's seeing some things that need to be changed, and he's taking a chance there. Dave Dombrowski better learn from that. Maybe. I don't know. Look. I don't know what's going to happen over the course of the next few days with this Phillies team for the series against the Cubs. The NFL drafts this weekend. Playoff hockey is better than ever. So, we'll see. Maybe I'll just wait for this cup. Well, Friday's an afternoon game, so we could probably still recap Friday. Saturday and Sunday might just wait until after Sunday because everybody will be more focused on the draft and all that shit. So, we'll play it by ear. Who knows? Celebrated by getting new glasses. You just noticed I got the new ones. I had these like for the past few days. Yeah, I did the old-fashioned after my eye doctor appointment because my eye doctor didn't take my insurance, so I just paid the amount for the appointment, and I just got my prescription and went to that Zenny website to get glasses that are cheaper. Instead of paying like $200+ $300+ for glasses from your eye doctor, get Zenny, you pay like maybe $100. So it's a better option. It's a better option. So, yeah. Man. This team, man. This team. Well. Oh, say, can't you see? Oh, my God. Phillies, man. Mullet petition, Alvarado, they're not stopping the bleeding, man. They're just not. The bleeding is going to continue. Okay, I got to end it off here, boys. So, appreciate you all for tuning in as always. Got to go edit stuff for Brodes now. So you'll see all of his stuff popping up in a little bit. So, appreciate you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to do all the things that I said earlier. Subscribe, comment, like, code TTPSPORTS at SEATGEEK. Follow on TikTok and Instagram. Good stuff. So, yeah, Phillies suck. I'll leave it there. Thanks, guys, for tuning in.